coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustis Blasting. Now here at Motorhead Garage, we're all about our tunes, but sometimes you run into a classic Mustang like this where the owner wants to keep it absolutely classic. We don't want to disturb the radio, and it doesn't work. We want tunes. So I'm here with Matt. You got the solution from Out of Sight Audio. Matt, I got to play with it a little bit. It does exactly what it says, Out of Sight Audio. I'm not looking at it, yet this thing's playing killer music. I mean, it's an awesome product. How'd you come up with this idea?
Well, after years of owning classic cars and doing restorations, and I was restoring a 49 Plymouth, and it had a tube radio in it that didn't work, obviously, and I wanted to have some music in the car, and I wanted to play it from my cell phone. So I thought about the fact that you can control this all with Bluetooth now, and there's really no reason to mess with the stock radio. It doesn't make sense to invest the money into it, and I want to keep that classic look. So what we decided to do is we wanted to fix three common problems. Is when the radio doesn't work, you can leave the factory radio, and it'll look great and work just as it does. You can leave a factory radio in there that is working, which will work fine until you start streaming Bluetooth to it. Then it'll switch off, and this will take over, giving you modern sound and modern amplification. And you can also use it in radio delete cars or classic street rods, things like that, where you just don't want any radio exposed at all, going for that clean look.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to see it at all. Right. You got three models on the table. I see Mark 1, Mark 2, and Mark 3. What's the difference between the models?
Basically, the only difference is for 2 speakers, 4 speakers, and then 4 speakers with RCA outputs so that you can run a subwoofer, get a little more exotic, run some external amplification to make the system even louder, even better.
Now, what about they hook up on 12 volts? Is that how they work? Are there other systems
Actually,
they work with?
yeah. These are all in one. They work from 6 to 24 volts, making them perfect for multiple applications. Golf carts, boats, big trucks, things like that. You can use them with British vehicles. They also work with positive and negative earth vehicles.
Wow, yeah, even the super old cars.
Right.
Now, what about the speaker system, though? I mean, this is cool, but now I got to go upgrade with all new speakers. It's going to cost me a fortune.
Actually, you can leave the stock speakers in there. As long as they work, this will work just fine with that setup.
Wow, how about FM? You said, you know, I can use the regular radio. Kind of weird, it just taps into it, but yet I still want to listen to FM once in a while. I mean, everybody in my family wants to Bluetooth. They're fighting over it for their phone and who's going to grab the Bluetooth, but right. I want some FM once in a while.
Right. You can set up apps, things such as iHeartRadio. You can listen to local radio stations through that, stream it over Bluetooth directly to the device, and still listen to your favorite FM channels.
Now, Matt, unlike my co-host Brian, he's super tech savvy. I'm not. I just figured out how to Bluetooth stuff. But are there any other ways that I can operate the system?
Sure. You can use a tablet. You can use an MP3 player that's got Bluetooth outputs. Really anything that's got Bluetooth out that will play music will work with this system.
And speaking of Bluetooth, I mean, I'll be in there and I'm trying to listen to FM or whatever. What's the range of this? I mean, can my kids walk around outside and tap to it?
Yeah, well, the beauty of this is this has got about 15 foot of range. So It can be mounted under the dash, in the glove box, behind the radio, under the rear package tray, almost anywhere in the vehicle. So it's got a pretty good range on it.
And that basically brings me to my next question. I mean, is it going to impact the value of my vehicle? I know a lot of these custom vehicles, when they go in there, they want to keep it original. I mean, it's not going to mess with it at all, is it?
No. This is the least intrusive package available. It really only requires switched power, ground, and wiring to the speakers, so you can leave the wiring harness of the vehicle pretty much intact, which will keep its integrity.
The simplest and least intrusive, all right?
Yes.
Cost effective? Is it cost effective?
Sure, sure. The Mark 1 for 2 speakers starts at $250, and they go up from there. Obviously, in classic car part world, that's pretty cost effective.
Now, one of the things I love, it's made in the USA, so that's awesome. But I'll tell you what, let's put the money where your mouth is, man. Let's see this thing work and let's listen to it.
Sure. So connecting to the unit is as simple as go into your settings, go into Bluetooth,
like any other device, it's just going to go ahead and recognize it. I mean,
yeah, it's going to go out and look for it. So there's out of sight audio
right there. Bam.
Connect to that. Now we're connected, and then you go back out, go to your music.
There you go.
And just start playing your music.
Listen to that.
That's all there is to it. And then the volume and everything's controlled directly from the phone.
Wow. Sounds great. Works great. Hooks up. Hey, what's the website? Where can we find it?
OutofSightAudio.com.
You take a short break. We'll be right back with more Motorhead Garage presented by Dustis Blasting.